You know we're shooting today, right?
Today?
Yeah.
Why does your hair look so bad?
Hi everyone. My name is Eric Lehnen. I'm a marketing consultant here at Redpath.
And I'm Jill St. I'm an account executive at Redpath.
So last week we talked with Missy Lowry about project management and her best practices for tools and strategies of improving successful projects. So if you want to see that last week's video, click here. And this week I brought Jill in to talk about how to better align sales and marketing. So Jill and I both manage the marketing and sales side of the houses here at Redpath, and every day we're tied to the hip talking about things that we both need to accomplish, making sure that we're reaffirming our strategies and making sure we're aligned on everything. So the first question I want to ask you, Jill, is what are the top 3 things that support alignment between marketing and sales?
Yeah, I'd say number 1 is communication. It's very important for sales and marketing to communicate, have updates as to where the marketing campaigns, what's driving them, the content needed and why, and also full collaboration and transparency as well between the 2 departments. And also another thing would be on the sales and marketing in terms of transparency and alignment is having a clear understanding of the sales strategy and the marketing strategy, and then how do we get there together. So really owning that between the 2 of us and driving each of our strategies independently, but also in a joint effort to drive those numbers for our organization. And number 3, I would say is the most important, is having the right tool set. If Eric and I were working off of spreadsheets on a daily basis, we would not be where we're at today. You really need a solid marketing automation tool as well as a CRM solution to really help drive those strategies. And within those applications, it's the data, which needs to be current, golden. It needs to be up to date so that when we're driving these marketing events and activities and follow-ups, that we are following up with the right people, the right contact information. We're not wasting our time on data that's been 5, 6, 7 years old. So really, it's communication, sales and marketing strategy alignment, and then the tools that are available. And another one too is just being able to be agile. As we develop marketing plans and have these ideas, we can quickly measure the performance of these campaigns. And if it's not going well, we drop it and we move on to the next idea or next campaign. Mm-hmm. Or if it is going well, we expand the footprint to a larger account base, maybe a different vertical. But really having that
real-time
measurement of a campaign, leveraging the tools that we have.
Yeah. So maybe it might be helpful to kind of break down kind of how we're structured here at Redpath. So Redpath, we have our marketing and sales team. Marketing is in charge of driving pipelines, so identifying qualified opportunities and handing them to sales. And then sales has their quota. And we structure it that way because from a marketing perspective, our job and responsibility is making sure that we have the right number of leads coming through, which we can track, the right number of qualified leads, which we can track, and making sure we have enough pipeline, making sure that they're kept busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then in addition to the pipeline that marketing owns, there's the quota attainment, obviously, that sales owns, so we have to close the business. And not only, we're not reliant on marketing, we have to create our own and find our own opportunities as well via hunting. Hunting in accounts, and also doing some more account-based marketing, which we're doing in a joint effort, just researching companies and really digging deeper into doing more targeted marketing campaigns based on account-based marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric, we just talked about the structure of Redpath and the sales and marketing teams, but what can marketing do to better support sales, mm-hmm. since you're running the marketing team, besides, doing everything that I ask for, which is a lot, sorry.
Yeah. And as it should with every marketing team is, there's no such thing as a company without a sales team. You need marketing to support sales at the end of the day. But one thing that marketing really needs to take ownership of is the data, making sure that you're providing sales with the best information. So making sure you have resources invested in enriching leads. And this could be done with marketing automation using things like progressive profiling to fill in the missing gaps of data, or using things like a database that can enrich data for you, like a data.com type of thing. Because what you need is who do I need to call? Are they qualified? And information about themselves and their organization. I mean, those are the critical points that I need to provide to you to make sure that I'm not making your job more difficult. Your job is to make sure that you're getting our prospects what they need and selling to them. It's not digging up website information and filling in the gaps. That should be a marketing responsibility.
Right. Yeah, and that expectation is that marketing has done that legwork for us. Yeah.
Keeps it more efficient because the marketing side of the house is all top and middle funnel and trying to drive that down to sales where they close it at the bottom of the funnel. And also making sure that, it's an obvious one, doing great marketing, making sure you have the right segmentation of your targets for sales. So if you have programs which are nurturing your prospects, make sure that you have ways to personalize content and make sure that content is relevant to them. You don't want to have some accidental cross-pollination of content where you're sending some nonprofit stuff to a technology company or some technology stuff to a manufacturing. You want to make sure it's all organized. And again, it all goes back to data.
Yeah.
And then also driving the target marketing for sales. So if marketing gets wind of, this is a hot opportunity for us, inform sales and work with them. And hear their feedback, because more than one occasion, we've started down a path of a target market and we said, this doesn't really fit our customer profile too much after we started having conversations with these prospects. And we learned from that, but then we adapted and we found that, maybe there's a better approach to it instead. So just being able to drive the target marketing, but then also have an opportunity for sales to provide that closed loop feedback to say, is this working, is it not? So a question for you now is how can sales do a better job of supporting marketing?
Good question. So how can I support marketing? Through all the efforts and the content that marketing continues to develop, we need to use that content. So as they create drip campaigns or one-on-one templates, then we need to make sure from a sales perspective that they've spent the time creating this relevant messaging. We need to continue to use it. And in that light too, it's keeping it fresh. So so it's not getting stale and it's really relevant to what's happening in the marketplace today. But also just following up on qualified leads. So we get a lead, and within 2 hours we're following up on those qualified leads and strike when they're hot type of thing. So that's our commitment to the marketing side, is that when we do get a qualified lead, that our sales team is following up quite quickly on those. Another area is just being able to realize and measurement of those campaigns that we're working on, and to see what's the ROI on these campaigns? Should we stop this initiative because we're not making seeing the results that we want to see, and try something else? So really being nimble and making last minute decisions based on the results of those campaigns. So, and then the last one would be just what sales can help marketing with is helping identify the target market. What are the verticals that we're focused on, and also understanding not only the expectation of marketing to understand the industry, but sales should understand that as well.
So the last thing I want to talk about is kind of the best practices that we use to make sure that we're most aligned. One is, and everyone already does this right now. If you're in sales or in marketing, you're going to have a plan that's set by leadership. You're going to build out a marketing plan of, here's the goals that we want to set, here are the strategies, here's how we're going to do it, here's all the tactics. So you define that out at the beginning of your yearly planning. So you have all these strategies in place, but that is the most important thing. And then you have tools that enable that. So your marketing automation platform, your CRM that's working to enable those things. So if you have a strategy to start targeting different target markets, you want to make sure you have those contacts in the CRM. You have initiatives and drips and content ready to go to support sales on the execution of that. But first and foremost, strategy is the most important. Without the foundation, you don't have tools that can live on it.
And then even though you've built that strategy beginning of the year and rolled it out, it's how has it evolved? What do you need to change?
Oh yeah.
It's the results that you're getting will drive the strategy for the remainder of the year too. So it's kind of it's more of a dynamic living strategy that you need to change and update as results are measured.
Yep, and you need to be able to account for things that come up or things that just don't work out.
Right, and measurement wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for an automation tool, a marketing automation tool, or CRM or clean data. You wouldn't have that opportunity to measure and see what is actually working. It's not the old way of just throwing something at the wall and seeing if it sticks. You know, it's actually having a strategy and a plan, saying, nope, this didn't work, scratch this, let's go on something different.
And I think one other thing to point out on there too is making sure you have a strategy of identifying whether it is going to work. So it's the idea of putting together some early success metrics to test, okay, this is where we want to be at this point in time versus waiting until the end and then you realize, wow, this campaign was worthless. If you were able to set some metrics that you measure early on to say, if it doesn't meet these benchmarks, then we can kind of have that opportunity to say, should we scrap it or should we reaffirm it or reconfigure how we're doing it?
Yeah, and it's like, why? If you're not seeing the results, why are we doing this? Let's just ask why, and yes, no, why are we doing this, and should we proceed or not proceed? So that's really being that nimble company too that you need to be. So, and time is precious, and then just ongoing scrum meetings on a weekly basis, just having a transparent or a discussion regarding what are the expectations for the week, what does marketing need from sales, what does sales need from marketing, and having that discussion every week to push activity.
And that's been a big help for us because you're busy, I'm busy, our teams are busy. We can just have 30 minutes every week, put down all the things we want to cover very quickly. Here's what we need to accomplish. Nope, let's not do that. Let's instead allocate resources to this strategy. Those scrums are hugely helpful, and just setting some time up just to discuss early in the week. You get the rest of the week planned out.
Right. Yeah. Another area we didn't touch on is just marketing, really understanding what Redpath has to offer in the marketplace in terms of consulting. So marketing needs to understand what our skill sets are, what can we be marketing in terms of consultants and professional services. Delivery has to sell those services, and obviously delivery has to deliver them. So sales really sits between the marketing side and the delivery side, and it's sales driving marketing and also driving delivery, saying we need these types of resources because this is what we're hearing in the marketplace. But we're also driving marketing to say, hey Eric, we need this marketing initiative or this plan, or let's try this because this is what we're hearing from our prospects and clients out in the market. So.
All right, well that's a wrap for this week. We'll see you next week. We got another topic planned about how to enable your organization with your CRM data. So that's a goodbye from me on the marketing side.
And goodbye from me.
Go marketing!
Go sales.
Is that cheesy?